There is a lot of superhero movies coming out in the next couple of years, so today I want to talk about Marvel and DC and pit them against each other and find out which of their films I'm more excited for. And keep in mind, there's a lot of spaces between the DC releases compared to Marvel, so it's just luck of the draw which ones come first on each side. Bear in mind that. First up, we have Marvel's Captain America Brave New World taking on DC's Superman by James Gunn, launching his new DC universe. While I can safely say I am looking forward to Captain America Brave New World, I think there's going to be a lot of awesome elements in this. Sam Wilson's Captain America, yes, I think it's a good adaptation. I quite enjoy his character, though I don't love it as much as the original Captain America. Can't blame me for that. Chris Evans will always carry that mantle in my opinion. But Harrison Ford's portrayal as Thunderbolt Ross looks like it's going to be promising. We're going to have a lot of interesting crime thriller dynamics throughout this film, and the fact that he becomes Red Hulk in the film and battles Captain America, then that's awesome. I can't wait to see the action sequences there. But then on the other hand, while this film looks promising and there's a lot of good elements that I look forward to seeing, Superman just looks amazing, man. We had a first teaser trailer for this James Gunn adaptation and the cast just looks great. David Corenswet just looks like he's going to portray an awesome Superman, and I've had heaps of clips emerging on my phone about his acting in previous roles, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm sold. And we have Crypto in the trailer, we have Guy Gardner and a bunch of other side characters like Hawkgirl, and how they play into the film is going to be interesting. And then we have a little peek at Metamorpho, and the trailer just hits so much heart home, man. And take this with a grain of salt, Superman is my favorite superhero, so I hate to say it, but I'm way more excited to see Superman than Captain America Brave New World, so this first point goes to DC. Moving on, we have Marvel's Thunderbolts taking on DC's Supergirl. In my opinion, I think Thunderbolts is going to be better than Captain America Brave New World. It just looks like it's going to be leaning into having more fun. We have a bunch of great side villains and Bucky coming together to cause mayhem and take on a new threat. I don't know what the threat is. I think it's a new organization of some kind. Could be Serpent Society from Captain America Brave New World. I'm excited to see these characters interact with each other, especially David Harbour and Wyatt Russell, and then Yelena, all coming together and knocking heads and all that. It's going to be really awesome. But Supergirl, we just had an announcement that Lobo is going to be played by Jason Momoa, and that's like dream casting right there. I really can't see how that's going to be a bad portrayal. I'm really looking forward to the adaptation of Supergirl. Millie Alcock looks like she's going to be a really good casting choice because of her expert portrayals in House of the Dragon and other side projects she's done. And the fact that this is going to be an origin story, it's going to be a bit more serious for Supergirl as well, makes me more excited because they're going to be adapting a comic book that really dives into the origin and her becoming who she is of Supergirl, which is going to be awesome. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say it. Another point goes to DC. Supergirl wins this round as well. Round 3, we have Fantastic Four, The First Steps, taking on the Clayface movie. Now, let me start off with Clayface. I was very shocked to hear they were going to be making a Clayface solo film. I thought maybe they would have learned their lesson. These villain origin stories and villain solo films just aren't working well. This seems like it's going to be setting up more for the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, showing a lot of the fantastical elements and side villains and all that stuff. And this could be enjoyable. Clayface is an interesting villain. The only real adaptations I've seen is from the Batman Arkham City, but other than that, I haven't really seen much of Clayface at all. So I'm interested to see this story. But then we have Fantastic Four: The First Steps. Stellar cast, Vanessa Kirby, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic and Susan Storm. That alone has me in the seats ready to go. I know it's not John Krasinski, but come on. And this looks like it's going to be really fun. They're leaning into it's a futuristic 70s kind of vibe. And then we have Galactus, who is going to be featured in the film as the main villain. So that's going to be interesting how they're going to do that. If they're going to defeat Galactus in the first film, that would be pretty big, but hopefully they don't do that because Galactus is way more threatening than that and he should be respected. Then them coming and meeting the Avengers later on. This round is pretty easy. Fantastic Four: The First Steps wins this one for Marvel. I'm way more excited to see that than Clayface, even though Clayface might be good and might surprise me like everyone else, but yeah, I'm definitely more excited to see that one, so point to Marvel. Next round, we have Spider-Man 4 and the Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Spider-Man 4, naturally, I'm very excited to see Tom Holland come back, and it's going to be great to see his Peter Parker again, if he's going to interact with Tony Stark's Doomsday in Spider-Man 4, if they're just going to save that for Avengers Doomsday. And they could go the Hobgoblin track with Ned. Who knows what they're going to do? They could do a multiverse Ned who's a Hobgoblin. That would be interesting. Yeah, naturally, I'm excited to see. I love Spider-Man No Way Home. I know people rewatch it and go, oh my god, it's not as good as I remember. It's just fan service and all that. And yeah, 100% it is. But I rewatched that film and I just have a blast with it. Sure, it has slow moments in the middle, but you can't deny it. It's just a fun ride, and it's great seeing all these characters come together. And sure, you could say it's fan service, but yeah, I think it is, and it's the best fan service I've ever seen. And then we have the Batman, the Brave, and the Bold. So this is going to be leaning into the fantastical side of DC. As I said before, it's going to be exploring a lot of villains, like, maybe Mr. Freeze and Clayface will be featured in this film, potentially. And we're just going to be seeing all those wacky villains. Like, we might see a full Bane from Batman Arkham City who's just juiced up on the size of a freaking house. Who knows? Which is really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And this is going to be a bit more of a goofier take on Batman and Robin, so that's going to be a bit of fun to have in this film. James Gunn seems pretty confident with this film and how it's going to play out, and the fact that it's connected to Superman and all that makes me excited as well and interested. But if I'm being honest, I'm more excited to see Spider-Man 4 and where the film progresses and carries on in terms of that story. So this round's going to have to go to Spider-Man 4 for Marvel. Then in the last round, we have the Batman Part 2 taking on Avengers Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday, we have RDJ's Tony Stark coming back to play Doomsday in a multiverse kind of story, and he's going to come back and see the Avengers, and there's probably going to be a lot of emotional moments, especially as Tom Holland's Peter Parker seeing his mentor again in this villainous role. So there's a lot to enjoy here, and it'll be great seeing these characters come together. They have said the Thunderbolts will be in Avengers Doomsday as well, so that's going to be awesome, a part of the team up. And we have the Russo brothers coming back to direct and write, so that's all very promising enough. But if I'm being honest, the Batman Part 2 is just going to be awesome. So disappointed that Batman Part 2 got delayed another year, by the way. But there is going to be so much to enjoy. I just love the serious tone of Batman. I'm really excited to see that just continue to be explored when we get like a Court of Owls or potentially Mr. Freeze, if that's not too fantastical or too goofy. But if it was a realistic take, that'd be awesome. And then we're going to have the Penguin come back. There's just no denying how excited I am for the Batman Part 2 following the Batman and the Penguin TV series. So naturally, while I'm excited for both of these projects, the Batman Part 2 easily takes the cake for me. But yeah, that's just me. That's just a mashup of Marvel vs. DC future films. Are you excited for the future of these projects? We have a new James Gunn DC universe, and Marvel is doing a massive U-turn to like change things around and fix everything as much as they can. They're doing a bit of damage control and they just want to start fresh, clean slate. But yeah, that's going to sum my thoughts on that. But that's going to sum up the video. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and all that rubbish. And I'll be sure to see you all on the next video. Mwah.